Ben, where are you going?
No, I'm just going to help her when she comes to bring stuff in.
Okay,
She needs the help.
thank you. Hare Krishna. We are a little bit slow tonight. Some delays, and so a little bit more kirtan, and soon we have Saarthi. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda, Jaya Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda, Nitai Satchitananda. Giri Gopata, Giri Gopata, Giri Gopata, Giri Gopata, Maya Giri Gopata, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Hare Krishna, Shri Nitai Jachi Sundar Ji Ki Jai, Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai.
Viva Jayo Jaya Gaura Chandra Arati Kesava
Jaya, Jaya Chandra,
Viva Jayo Jaya Gaura Chandra Arati Kesava Jana Vitatavani Jagamanalo jana vitatavani jaggamanalo Dake di tai chan pa me ga ra 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 Dake ni tai chan pa me ga ra 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 Nikate advaita srini vasa chatradara Nikate advaita srini vasa chatradara Vase ache gora chan ratna se masane Vase Vase ache gora chan Radna Simasane Vashi Ache Gaurachan Radna Simasane Arate Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Arate Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Arate Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Narari Adi Kari Chamuradulaya Narari Adi Kari Chamuradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosadigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosadigaya Sanka Bajigaya Ganta Baji Baji Karatala Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Baji Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baji Paramarazala Madhura Mridanga Baji Paramarasala Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madho Madho Madhura Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madho Madho Madhura Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madho Madho Madhura Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madho Madhura Madhura Baji Nitai Gora Haribo Haribo Haribo, Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo. Bahu Kote Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala. Bahu Kote Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Bahu Kote Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Gala Desa Bala Bala Kore Jalamala Jala Desa Bala Kore Jalamala Gala Desa Bala Bala Kore Jalamala Shiva Sukarada Preme Garagara Shiva Shiva Sukanarada Preme Garagara Shiva Sukanarada Preme Garagara Bhakti Vanoda Deke samādhi. Bhakti-va nodate ke Kṛṣṇa samādhi. Iva jayo jaya Gaura Chandra Aroti Kṛṣṇa. Jana vitata vani Jaggamana lava. Jana vitata vani Jaggamana lava. Gorange arati sava jaga janamana lava. Gorange arati sava jaga janamana lava. Jaga jana mana lava. Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo Haribo Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo Nitai Gora Haribo Haribo Haribo.
Jai 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 Om Vishnu Padmaya Aisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Bhattakacharya Sadarshana Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Maya Pudam Ki Ganga Maya Muna Maya Ki Tulasi Devi Tulasi Maharani Ki Samaveda Bhaktarinda Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauram Bhajami Visheshwari Prasthi. Kṛṣṇa, do you want to sing a prana?
Unless Bhagavati Mataji is doing class today, no?
Yes.
Shall we do it, I'm sure?
No, someone else. Let's spread it out.
Let me try. Don't give me the sword, let me start, because otherwise I might get hanged.
I start you.
No, don't, because I get a different sword. And let me try. No.
Different tune?
Yeah, I'm struggling then. Let me start, and then you catch up on me.
If I can follow your tune.
No, it's the same tune. Just the sword. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Daine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल।
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Beautiful Simba Pranam, Gaura Ati. Tonight's class, Bhagavati Mataji will give the class. Can I ask you, Bhagavati Mataji, to also a very short Jai Radha Madhava, because we started very late tonight. So a short Jai Radha Madhava, and then the microphone is all yours. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. How much time do I have for the class? About
Not
half
more
an hour?
than 45 minutes, because we already
Okay.
late. Right.
Okay.
Allow a bit of time for question and answers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Yashodanandana Jaya Brajadanarandana Yashodanandana Jaya Brajadanarandana Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava 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 Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we will be reading today from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, chapter 6, text
Chapter
7.
6. Let me just get that up on the screen. Bhagavad Gita, one moment.
6, 7.
6, 7.
This is the continuation of the verses we did last time.
Are you reading from a book, or I share the screens that we're reading from the same?
No, I have a book, English Bhagavad Gita from 1972. So
72. Then we should be reading from the same. I share it anyway.
I prefer to read from the book because it's easier for me. I can.
Okay. Share screen.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, text 7. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukha dukheshu tathamana pamanayaho pamanayoho yoha. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukha dukheshu tathamana pamanayo. Translation. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Purport by by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Actually, every living entity is intended to abide by the dictation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. When the mind is misled by the external illusory energy, one becomes entangled in material activities. Therefore, as soon as one's mind is controlled through one of the yoga systems, one is to be considered as having already reached the destination. One has to abide by superior dictation. When one's mind is fixed on the superior nature, he has no other alternative but to follow the dictation of the Supreme. The mind must admit some superior dictation and follow it. The effect of controlling the mind is that one automatically follows the dictation of the Paramatma or Supersoul. Because this transcendental position is at once achieved by one who is in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, the devotee of the Lord is unaffected by the dualities of material existence, namely distress and happiness, cold and heat, and etc. This state is practical samādhi, or absorption in the Supreme. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. So, thank you very much for allowing me to speak, although I feel unqualified, but I hope you will tolerate, please. So, first of all, this is the chapter 6, called in English version Sankhya Yoga. In Polish versions, even from 81, which was the earliest, it is called Dhyana Yoga. But don't ask me why. I will try to figure out, because I have contact with some of Polish translators, Polish devotees. But the same is the situation we had last time, that in Polish translation there was information given about which Upanishad was the verse from. I was trying to contact one of the Matajis who were translating, but she didn't know. I will try more. But anyway, this is just some addition, not the main. So here we are continuing the topic about the mind and what can happen if we conquer the mind, meaning if we manage to control the mind or make the mind our friend and our kind of servant, meaning that we are, as soul, we are already at the position of being aware that we are different from the mind, and we are not the mind, and that's why we can control it, because this is one of the basic things about controlling the mind, because you can only control something which is inferior to you and which doesn't have power, which doesn't have power over you. Yeah, if we are struggling with controlling the mind, it means that we are going under its control. And this is in the purport here. Srila Prabhupada explains that when the mind is misled by the external illusory energy, one becomes entangled in material activities. So this is the situation. This sentence can be easily understood nowadays, because we can see those of us who are a bit kind of older in age, we can see the difference between what was happening like 20, 30, 40 years ago and nowadays, meaning that people now have so much, how to say, impulses from outside, that it is very difficult to control the mind, but it is still possible. I mean, all of these electronic devices and internet and all of that, it is something more than it was, but still, and we should remember that Kṛṣṇa is saying is giving or was giving the Bhagavad Gita long time ago when there was no internet. So, but the internet is kind of an example of all of other impulses from outside but it will always be there. Material energy, no matter if it is electronic devices or whatever, or desires or something we can see outside, something beautiful, something attractive. It always, the attractions of the material energy are always there. But we can, Kṛṣṇa is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita, and of course other scriptures, that we, first of all, we are not the body and the mind, and that's why we can control it, meaning we can dictate the mind what it should do, meaning what we should do, because we want it. We, the soul, we want, for instance, we want to serve Kṛṣṇa, we want to do some good things, and we don't want to do not proper things. But of course, as we were discussing last time, we are in the process, most of us at least, we started the process of purification. It means that there is always a risk that something can happen and we can kind of fall down from the path. So this is what I wanted to say, that we shouldn't be discouraged by, of course, first of all, we should be honest at least with ourselves. Sometimes we don't like to speak about our problems in public, but with ourselves, we should be honest enough. But we shouldn't be discouraged by some difficulties or disturbances. And one main method to just overcome some difficulties, I believe that most of us, from time to time, or at least once in our lifetime, we sometimes had some problems. So I think that I'm talking about something which relates to most of us. So, but we shouldn't be discouraged, and we should just continue. Like, for instance, it is advised to the devotees who had fallen down, meaning stopped the practice for some time. It is advised to them to just start again, not doing anything special. Like, for instance, in Christianity, you have a penance to do, but very often after doing the penance, the person is doing again the same. So here in Hare Krishna process, we are advised just to start doing and continue our process, meaning chanting and reading and chanting Mahamantra Hare Krishna and reading and so on. So this is the main method, and that's why, as we were discussing last time, if we wonder how can I be better chanter or better devotee, the answer in general, but it is very precise and deep answer. The answer is to follow the process and continue, and every day, as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to say, that we should, in the morning, we should beat our mind. Yeah, something, I don't remember exactly, but even the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was advising us to treat the mind quite strictly. The other method I learned today, listening to the class of Kṛṣṇa Swami, who was quoting the yogi. At the moment I don't remember the name. Oh my goodness! But Patanjali, who has written some rules for yoga and for controlling the mind and all of these different stages, quite detailed. So we don't know much about it, but sometimes we hear about Patanjali. So Kṛṣṇa Swami found in his writings that if we start having some not very good thoughts or not proper thoughts or something like that. So first of all, we should realize that okay, I'm going into the direction which is not right with my thinking, and the advice given by Patanjali was to start thinking in a contradictive way, meaning if it is a, for instance, negative thinking and or offensive thinking, we should consciously start thinking the other way. So, for instance, if my mind is going to think about something not very nice, or my mind start thinking badly about somebody, or a devotee or not devotee, or we should quite quickly or almost immediately say stop. Okay, stop. So, okay, I started offending this particular person, but okay, now, my dear mind, find some positive characteristics in this person. Or we start thinking about something which is not advised in our process, let's say. So we can always say, okay, stop. Okay, so now think about Kṛṣṇa. How Kṛṣṇa and the gopis are beautifully having a relationship, and this is the topmost. This is the spiritual world, yeah. So this is another method I found quite useful and helpful, that we can always start. But of course, this is the condition. The first thing to do is to see that our thoughts are going somewhere else. But this is, I don't know. I think that you all already heard, because nowadays the psychologists, or like this type of persons, they are saying quite a lot about being attentive. This is because this is something which is we hear that in our Hare Krishna movement, yeah, to be attentive, to be conscious, not only about Kṛṣṇa, but also to be conscious about what we are doing, how we are doing, what we are saying. So attentiveness, this is also modern psychologists are also getting to some points which were given to the humanity for centuries by the Vedas, that we should be attentive. So we should stop in a day, for instance, for a few seconds. Okay, what is now going on with my mind? What is my body saying to me? So this is one of many proofs that Vedic knowledge has already given a lot of helpful instructions long time ago, and nowadays people are are realizing something. So this is about controlling the mind. And also I mentioned that we shouldn't be discouraged if we just have some weaker moments. And this, what I'm going to say now, it is rather from my personal experience. Experience. Namely that we should, it's helpful to being honest with yourself, with ourselves, just to accept the fact that we are not perfect yet, that we are not, most of us at least, that we are not a pure devotee yet. So accepting, I remember about the moment when I really, I think that I accepted that. I could notice that in myself and then accepted that, yes, I have my own rhythm. Of course, I should always reach to the highest goals, but I am as I am, and I just with all humility pray to Kṛṣṇa for help and accept that I am not perfect at the moment. I think that those of us who have gone through such moment, I think they know what I'm talking about, because it is accept this in our heart, it's making us more humble, or really, because and being humble and prideless, it is one of the most important factors in the spiritual process. But humility, not external humility, not that everybody else think that I'm very humble, but just really in the heart that I'm not perfect. I am servant of Kṛṣṇa, but servant means that I am I am obliged to, I am surrendered, I should surrender. In this purpose, Srila Prabhupada is saying that every living entity is intended to abide by the dictation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because we have we have Kṛṣṇa very close to our hearts, namely Kṛṣṇa as his form as Paramatma is sitting next to us in every single moment of our life. So he knows what is going on. So he is the witness, but he is also the person, as Bhagavad Gita is saying, Upadrashta Anumanta. He is observing us. We don't remember that always, but Kṛṣṇa is observing us, and Kṛṣṇa is allowing our desires to be fulfilled. Desire is also the function of the mind. So if the mind is still not fully controlled or not fully focused on Kṛṣṇa, because desire is, as I said, is function of the mind. So if we have, we can have spiritual desires, and this is also, and in such a case, our mind is helping us, because it's giving us some ideas. Okay, I want to do that for Kṛṣṇa. So mind is telling us how to do it, or what would be the best method or quickest or whatever. So because we are spiritual souls, and we are living. We are full of emotions. There are also spiritual emotions. We are not following the philosophy of, like, Buddhistic philosophy, which says that at the end you are getting into the oneness, and you are stopping your desires, because it is not possible. We are always desiring something, but the problem is if these desires are material, like we want temporary material things, or we want to do everything for Krishna and love him and love his devotees. But desires are always there. So, and also this humility and pridelessness is also the basic, is actually the basic of the beginning of the any spiritual process. And also this is the basis of the non-violence. So, and as Srila Prabhupada is saying in Srimad Bhagavatam in second canto about Lord Buddha, I was listening to this lecture, so I am a bit influenced by by Kṛṣṇa Swami about Buddhist, but it is very interesting because you can check Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.37. So Srila Prabhupada is saying about sub-religious principles. So non-violence is actually not even a spiritual rule. It is the basic of the basic. This is the sub-religious. If you are humble and pride and devoid of pride, and then you can express or show empathy, meaning that we are not violent. And violence also has a lot of, it's a wide spectrum of different activities and also feelings. And so non-violence is the basis on which we can go further to the spiritual, really in full spiritual emotions and spiritual relationships and to the state which is described here by Kṛṣṇa, that for one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, meaning that we can hear or feel super soul's advice to us, and somebody who has conquered the mind has attained tranquility. So meaning that happiness and distress of material world, or heat or cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. So I was also thinking today, while preparing for the class, that actually this is the reason why reading of Srila Prabhupada's books is so important, because of course we should be humble and we should accept our imperfection, but at the same time we have to know what is the goal and what are the symptoms of a person who is making progress in spiritual life. And then this is that's why Bhagavad Gita is actually the most important in this regard, because Kṛṣṇa is giving us advice and giving us the methods and giving us also, showing us the goal. And we can just by reading Bhagavad Gita and discussing Bhagavad Gita, we know what we are reaching for, what is our goal. And the goal, having a goal, it is of course, very important, and also, again, modern or maybe not modern, but psychology is saying that if somebody is in depression or have some other mental problems, one of the most important things is to have a goal in life. Of course, people are having different goals in life. Sometimes it can be even something very, very simple and not even spiritual, but having a goal in general is very important. Otherwise, we are just we can end up being really in depression or something. So Kṛṣṇa is giving us or showing us or talking to us about the goal of life and the goal of the process. And and also here is at the end of the purport, because this chapter is called Sankhya Yoga, so it is not about even Bhakti Yoga. So other different types of yoga are helping us to get closer and closer to the spiritual highest goal. But at the same time, because as we know, Bhakti Yoga, service for Kṛṣṇa, is the highest and the quickest method. So if we are trying our best to serve Kṛṣṇa, to think about Kṛṣṇa, so if we do that, this is kind of positive thinking, positive action. Yes, we are doing something positive, doing something for Kṛṣṇa, thinking about Kṛṣṇa. But if we do that, it is automatically controlling our mind, purifying our mind. And also, Prabhupada is saying that the devotee, the transcendental position is at once achieved by one who is in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. The devotee of the Lord is unaffected by the dualities of material existence, namely distress and happiness, cold and heat, and so on. And this is practical samādhi. So if we follow, how can we can, if we follow our process and if we do if we practice at least one or two forms of devotional service, we are for sure, maybe not at the very moment, but quite soon, we will feel the real happiness. And if we feel the satisfaction inside and happiness, we don't want other types of satisfaction or so-called satisfaction. So this is automatic, like it is a side effect of the of practicing Bhakti Yoga, meaning service, loving service for Kṛṣṇa. So actually through all of his purports, Srila Prabhupada is in different ways emphasizing or is instructing us or showing us that the most important is to engage ourselves in loving service for Kṛṣṇa, and then other achievements of yoga processes or even knowledge, it will come automatically. The bhakti, the knowledge and renunciation are servitors of bhakti. Yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any comments or questions, if I'm able to answer, I will try my best. Or comments, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Bhagavati Mataji. Beautiful class. Any questions? Ben, you have anything? Come.
I did have a question, but it seems to have gone out of my mind at the moment. I must have thought it was quite relevant, but then it just disappeared. But you know, and it's said in the in the purport about controlling the mind through yoga, but it didn't really give any specific type of yoga. I was just wondering if you can elaborate on that, because there's more than one kind of yoga that can be used, or do you know what I mean?
So, as far as I can think about yoga, first of all, this chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. In Polish versions, as I told you, is dhyana, so it is connected to the knowledge, and it is further on in this chapter. We can check, privately at home, that there are also some practical instructions given by Kṛṣṇa. There is also like Ashtanga Yoga, which I was quoting today, Patanjali. As far as I understood, Patanjali was quite, at least to some extent, I don't know much about him, but I know that he was discussing the Ashtanga, so Ashta, 8 forms, and there are also very detailed rules. So I mentioned the basic, the non-violence, which is fully dependent on humility and pridelessness. But there are also yamas. So there in Ashtanga Yoga, as far as I heard, there are yamas, meaning things we should do, positive. Yes, and like chanting, reading, eating prasadam, they're all yamas, our yamas in Hare Krishna practice. And there are niyamas, things we shouldn't do. We cannot, we should, we mustn't do, like eating meat or, having intoxication and so on. Yes, because it is these are obstacles on our path. So this is kind of basic things about Ashtanga Yoga. Hatha Yoga, as far as I understand, this is like very basic. This is they should teach you or teach us how to control the breathing process, meaning controlling our body and then the mind. So all of these processes of yoga, this is what I understood from Prabhupada's book. They are culminating in bhakti. So if we are sincerely following instructions of Guru Parampara in Bhakti Yoga, all of these effects of other yoga systems are automatically achieved. And also, we are in Kali Yuga, and Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the process for this age, because every yoga, as we know, has one dominating process by which we can attain perfection. So Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalam Nasti Eva Gatir Angatha. So there's no other method in Kali Yuga when everybody's Kala Shuddha Sambhava. We have to accept that we are quite low, even if we are if we think that we are quite educated or intelligent on this and that, but in comparison to human beings from previous epochs, we are quite low. So for us, all of these yoga systems, Ashtanga yoga or some other yogas, they are not recommended. They are sometimes even might be dangerous. I remember a long time ago in Polish farm, there was a devotee who he joined, he joined the Hare Krishna movement. He started living in the farm, and he was quite a good person, but he told us that he was trying to practice Ashtanga yoga as far as I remember, and it was confirmed by his parents or relatives that he got a bit after this Ashtanga yoga period, he got some mental problems, really, and we could see it, although he was not violent, and so he was living in the farm for quite some time. I remember his service from one moment he was in the farm. We had every evening we had hot milk and popcorn or puris, and he was reading Kṛṣṇa book to the devotees while they were drinking hot milk, before going to bed. But he was mentally disordered, or what you call it. I will never forget that, because he was saying about Ashtanga, trying to practice Ashtanga yoga without proper approach, because this is not the process for this age. I don't know. This is what I could say. Maybe Gauranga Prabhu could.
Thank you, Bhagavati Mataji.
Thank you, Bhagavati. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else has a question? Rituan, what about you? Rituan Prabhuji. Rituan Bihari Prabhuji. Any question?
Prabhuji, no, very nice class given by Bhagavati Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. One question is that, we sometimes find that, as Prabhupada has mentioned, Mataji was also repeating from the purport, that when we do Bhakti Yoga, we get immediate benefit. But sometimes we see that devotees, who has been there for quite some time, not all devotees, definitely many devotees are very happy in Krishna consciousness. Some devotees even, just like Mataji said about one devotee who went for this Ashtanga yoga, But even in Bhakti Yoga, who is practicing Bhakti Yoga, sometimes we see that devotees are not always, not happy. It's not like that whenever we enter into the Bhakti Yoga and we are always happy, because there are different stages of Bhakti. So how can we overcome that stage and come to a point where we will always be transcendently happy? And what this shloka mentioned, that we will not be at all affected by dualities. That's my question.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I would say that first thing coming to my mind is I remember that from old times as an answer for similar question, that usually Krishna is giving us at the beginning the real taste of spiritual happiness. I remember myself, but I think each of us has the similar experience, that when I started joining the devotees, I had many questions, many doubts, philosophical, but Kirtan was something so amazing. It was, even now when I'm talking about it, I still remember this feeling that it was something which was far out, which was over the all of my experiences of happiness, which I got before that. But then Krishna is giving us to attract us. But then, unfortunately, it's the period of kind of, I don't want to discourage anyone, but the hard work we have, because it is all divided into single date. Yes, even now we are talking. We had a kirtan. You will have prasadam. It's quite blissful moment. But then you go to bed in the morning. You are tired or something, or a child is crying, or in my case, I have a small kitten, so I am a cat mommy. So in the morning, she wants to play, or something is disturbing us, or our mind. So it means that every single day we have to make effort. This difficult word is effort, that we have to put some effort to continue to the process. But because of having this genuine so this first feeling, we know that we can, and we are getting this from time to time, yes, but also effort. Why effort? Because we are contaminated, we are not pure yet. So if we are very dirty, working in the field or whatever, and we go to the shower, it takes some time to get clean. Yes, the example is maybe not perfect, but we have to so effort and patience. We have to be patient, and because this what I was in the class. I don't know if I use the word immediate, but it is quite Bhakti Yoga is compared to the lift. There is an example of the lift and the stairs. So you can get to the same 10th floor by using the stairs, but it requires a lot of effort. It is hard, but you can also get to the lift. But at the same time, so Bhakti Yoga is like the lift, but we have, we as the souls, we have to put some effort So it is, I think, as far as I read, and also as far as you Prabhu mentioned that we often see the devotees as, because we are all, or most of us, we are in the shower. We are struggling. We are struggling. It's not that we are struggling. Everybody's struggling with something else, maybe some conquering the mind, so I think something which can give us support, or I don't know the word, but is prayer to Kṛṣṇa, and also devotee association, which sometimes can be association like I have now, your association, through the internet. So we can use internet for good, positive, in positive way. But devotee association, like of the devotees who we trust, we are friends with them, and devotees of course we cannot open ourselves totally in front of everyone, but we rather should have the group of the devotees as I said, we trust, and we can open our minds to some of them, meaning that we know that if we have some problem, we have somebody or to go to. But I don't know. Is it like this happiness you were asking for? Is no? This is what I could answer. So this is what I said. I don't know if it is answering your question or.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Just as you mentioned, that it takes time. It's a process, and we have to be patient. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
May I say something? That was a very good question, Ridwan Prabhu, because we all experience that sometimes our happiness, or let's say enthusiasm, in Krishna consciousness seems to fade a little bit away, and we becoming almost morose. That's too strong word, but so what to do and why is that? That this happiness, sometimes we experience this happiness in a very strong way. The kirtan has been mentioned, and association of devotees, and sometimes it seems to fade away. Why is that? Well, at that time when that enthusiasm, that utsaha, which is the source of our happiness, spiritual enthusiasm, then at that time when it fades away a bit, we'll have to, and we should analyze what is the reason. Why has my enthusiasm gone down? My happiness, my enthusiasm. And then we'll find out that maybe we have become a little slack in our sadhana, in our chanting. Maybe we allowed the mind to go all over the place. Maybe our chanting was inattentive. Maybe we haven't studied Srila Prabhupada's books for some time. So there can be many reasons, but we'll have to find out. We have to notice, first of all, we have to recognize that our enthusiasm our barometer of enthusiasm has gone down a few degrees, or many degrees. And then we have to look at ourselves. We can pray, we can contemplate, we have to be very introspective. What is it? Where did I slack in my spiritual practice? And we'll find out. And we very quickly said enthusiasm will come back. So it's a personal analysis. Another point I wanted to make, or question to ask you, Bhagavati Mataji. People may ask, in particular people who are not that experienced in Krishna consciousness. I mean, you said so nicely, the mind, we are not the mind. We are the spirit soul. So, how do we, because there's something always talking to us, constantly talking. The mind is constantly talking to us, constantly. So much chatter of the mind. But Krishna is also talking. If we are a bit more practicing Krishna consciousness, we can perceive. How do we know and differentiate when the mind is talking and when Krishna is talking? That's my question to you, Bhagavati Mataji.
No, first of all, I would say that somebody who can really hear Krishna's voice, kind of from inside, the person is usually already quite pure, and and it means quite advanced. So that's why the helping factors are the Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. If we have, if we don't know if it is a mind, or if our thoughts are proper or not, we can always relate to these three sources: Guru, Krishna, and Sadhu. Guru Shastra, and Sadhu, meaning asking our Guru or asking the devotees, or praying and go like, Krishna help me, and opening the book. Sometimes it is immediate answer. If we like, oh Krishna, I don't know what should I really do, and I open the door. I open the book, and there is an answer. Yes, I think that many devotees, at least sometimes, we have. So that's why. No, this is what it comes to my mind, that these three sources of we can always check if, and also association of the devotees, again asking the devotees. Of course, sometimes or quite often it means that I go to a particular devotee and ask him or her for private conversation. It's no need that everybody knows, sometimes some of the things. And then, but this is what is mentioned in Sri Upadeshamrita, meaning nectar of instruction. That there are 6 symptoms of the love we experience with the devotees. Yes, one of them is offering and accepting prasadam, and opening the mind in like in a trust, or I don't know how to say in English, but just when we trust somebody, and we open our mind in a humble way. I don't know if it is answering your question, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. I think, Ben, you wanted to say something. Okay, microphone, Ben.
I don't know if this is going to sound like a silly question, but it's that, I mean, a bit of what Gauranga Sundara asked you, I was going to kind of ask something similar to that, that how do you differentiate between the dictates of your own mind and mistakenly you think, is Kṛṣṇa talking to me? Or is it, is it the mind, or is this coming from Kṛṣṇa? Because sometimes you could maybe have some bizarre notion coming from your mind, but you're thinking, is Kṛṣṇa talking to me? Some strange ideas, or,
Okay. Oh my God. No?
And another bit of my question was, how do we conquer the mind?
So, hello, I mean, Hare Krishna, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Sorry, because my phone is, I don't know, showing something. But have you finished asking?
Yeah, more or less. I had a good question in my mind, but like I said earlier, it kind of evaporated because it's just the nature of the mind is like that sometimes, But maybe, because knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness come from Kṛṣṇa. Sometimes he allows me to remember again. Sometimes I just completely
But
forget.
Kṛṣṇa is fulfilling the strongest desire. So it is. So while you were talking, one thing came to, like, two things, if I may. One is just, as we were talking about it, that how to conquer the mind, we should put effort in practicing meaning trying even harder or in more concentrated way, chanting, for instance, and so on. But the other thing which came to my mind is, because sometimes we have something in my mind, and we don't have courage to open our mind to anybody, and we are following this. So, if we didn't ask and we didn't check, because it was very strong desire, but so I can assure you that sooner or later Kṛṣṇa will definitely show you if it was your mind or if it was him. Sometimes it takes Kṛṣṇa is not putting the pistol at our head. So if we want that, Kṛṣṇa, okay, so go on and see what happens. So if we, you know what I mean. Sometimes we have doubts, but at the same time, something is very strong in our mind, and so this is stronger than the desire to check or to ask somebody. So I of course I am a mother, but my daughter is already adult. But as I mentioned, I have this kitten now, who is like a child. So for instance, she's already know the method how to ask me to open the door, because she's going out to the garden. And I, for instance, I know that in the morning, last night was very cold, and I know it is cold. But if she is asking and meowing, so I open the door, and after a few minutes she comes back. So we are sometimes like these kittens, isn't it? That, oh, Kṛṣṇa, give me that. Kṛṣṇa, okay, let it be. So if we sometimes there are such, Kṛṣṇa definitely will show us sooner or later that what was it? Sorry, this is my kind of, it came to my mind. Maybe it's something we should hear today.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Actually, we know exactly when Krishna is talking. That's not the problem. We know when Krishna is talking. Maybe not someone at the very beginning of his devotional journey. Maybe he may confuse the mind talking and Krishna talking. But because we have heard for so many years Srila Prabhupada's purpose, Bhagavad Gita classes, Krishna audiobooks, and so much we have heard for so many years, which has sharpened our intelligence. Because intelligence is superior to the mind. So the intelligence will tell us exactly what Krishna, Paramatma will speak to us. We know exactly by our intelligence what shall be done and what shall not be done. That is, if we a bit advanced after some years in Krishna consciousness, we know when some voice is saying, go to the shop and buy a big bar of chocolate. Worst things.
Or a bottle of wine or something.
Yes, a bottle of wine. We know that is the mind. That's not Krishna saying, because we have that knowledge from hearing for so many years. So that's not really the problem. But material energy is very strong. Material illusory energy is presenting herself as very attractive, very beautiful. This material energy is beautiful. That's a nice story, actually. When the first Srimad Bhagavatam book was published in America, and also Bhagavatam with all this Krishna there in the center, and so many rays and so many planets in the spiritual sky. There are many planets floating there. And there were two devotees, I think it may have been, I don't want to speculate, two devotees. They were discussing. They saw the first time, they saw this cover of the Bhagavatam with all these Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky and shining, and they looked in it and they said, oh, that's very nice. Oh, what is this? This one planet stood out. And one of the devotees said, well, that is so beautiful. I want to go there. I want to be there. What is it? And the devotee said, I don't know. I can ask Srila Prabhupada tomorrow what planet that is. It looks so attractive, so beautiful. I want to go there. So next day the devotee asked her, and have you asked Srila Prabhupada? Yes. What is it? The material world. This material energy is very attractive, but if we have a little bit of experience, we know that attractiveness, which is definitely there because it's Daivi Esha Gunamaya, is Krishna's divine energy. Says attractiveness, in a split of a second, it turns very sour. It turns just to the opposite, because we become attached and we become diverted from Krishna, and it always, sooner or later, turns into something very ugly. And then we realize, hey, that attractive feature is only the initial illusory feature. As soon as that illusion is kind of wiped away, behind that is a horrible feature, sir. Horrible. Birth, death, old age, disease, and anything in between. So, to summarize, we know what we should do, and we know what we should not do. As you nicely explained, it's very nice you brought that up. I just read it the other day as well. I never really understood it. Yama, niyama. Do's and don't do, sir. These are very important, that we know. But do we want to have, do we have the, well, we do have the power, but yes, we'll need to listen to that super soul.
Can I add some? Could
yes,
I?
Please. Yes.
Just maybe as a I don't know how to say. Anyway, I would like to say that I totally agree that actually even non-devotees usually, if they have dilemmas, people usually do know what is good and what is not good. But sometimes even with the devotees, sometimes we have so strong desire to do something that Krishna is allowing, and then after experiencing all of the different shades and different difficulties, we don't want it anymore. So Krishna is merciful, very merciful, and because Krishna, we are parts and parcels of Krishna. So sometimes if we want something very much, Krishna is allowing that. And it is also, I had also advised that if we want something, of course, I'm not talking about, eating meat or something, but just some. So Krishna is fulfilling our desires, but usually or always it is connected with a lesson and quite often after everything we don't want it anymore, or we want it much less than before. So Krishna is merciful Father actually. So and Krishna will not allow us to. No, yeah, Krishna. This is what I experienced myself. So that's why I'm quite convinced about it. So
yes.
Sometimes we have to go through something. That's why Varnashram system, for instance, is there. Then because actually, it could be like that everybody has to be very strict and go to the highest goal immediately. But Krishna is merciful. That's why giving us the Varnashram system, meaning all different stages of life, and many of us need to go through that. And if we go through that, even with some difficulties, our desires, which are not spiritual desires, they are diminished or completely finished. So, and then we just want Krishna at the end.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Yes, that's a very good point. Krishna is letting us fulfill our desires because we're insisting. Krishna says, don't do it. And we're insisting, but I want. Eventually Krishna, okay, do it, but at your own risk. Like we want to come to the material world. That example has been given. And Krishna says, don't go. But we want, it's so attractive, or material consciousness. And Krishna says, okay, but at your own risk. What is that own risk? Birth, death, old age, disease. Anyway, I think we have to finish. Prasadam is being served here. There was a beautiful class, Bhagavati Mataji. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Prabhu, for allowing
We're missing
me.
you here. We wish you would be here right with us and sharing Bhagavad Prasadam. But at least you're here on Zoom. We can hear your voice and.
Thank you very much. That is important for me. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
To
Thank you, Bhagavati.
Thank you.
Jai Haribol.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. And my
And
cat is, my name of my cat is Simha. Simha, meaning
Oh,
yeah.
Hare Krishna.
No, this is but okay. One more sentence to that what you said. That Krishna, even if he's allowing that it is at our own risk, but loving parent is always checking. Krishna,
Oh, yeah.
Krishna, okay, go and Krishna is checking, is helping always.
Yes. Checking. Okay, you really want to do that? Said the father. I said, yeah, I want, but that's not good. You know, I want to. Okay, the son goes and does it, and the father keeps a watching eye, right?
Yeah,
Keep checking along the way.
Yeah, always, yeah. Okay, so thank you all.
Okay, thank you,
very much.
everyone. Rituan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Thank
Bye.
you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, and all the 60,000 viewers of the YouTube channel, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.